I am going to show you how in under 10 minutes you can protect yourself and your company from multi-million-dollar fines. Keep watching, this is a very short overview, there is a lot more available. New legislation came into force several years ago, and now the regulators are proceeding with the first cases against companies and supervisors. I can guarantee your site or workplace has not got these types of incidents covered, contrary to what your safety experts tell you. You can stop the video and read this if you want, but it comes from the WorkSafe Commissioner, and clearly highlights the possibility of $3.5 million fines for both companies involved for not providing a safe workplace and injuring a worker. So let me show you how in under 10 minutes I can create a new safe work procedure, or in under a minute reactivate an old one to provide information for the worker and protection for the company. This procedure's coverage will be well above any procedure your company has in place, and can be modified, edited, copied in seconds. Open the 4eMuse program and go to Build a New Procedure. Select the company the job is for, the company sites open up, select one, areas at that site open up, select one. I do not have equipment numbers entered for this procedure, but in real life we would have. Enter a quick description of the work. Click the Create Procedure button. The new procedure opens up with the title of the job entered. Ignore all the control buttons, they are for advanced features, not relative to this quick example program. We will add a more detailed description of the job. There are multiple methods available to get our pre-filled out hazards, risks, and controls loaded into this procedure. The easiest method is the autofill method, which opens a listing of all commonly used hazards. This is not the place to go into how this works. We need no permits, but we want qualifications. This work should be carried out by a qualified tradesman, so we select a boilermaker and a heavy-duty fitter. We also select a C-class driving license as someone has to drive to the job. We look at our common environmental hazards. We do not want heritage sites, but we keep sun, dust, dehydration, and heat as they are applicable to this work. We also select working near other work groups. No tools and equipment are needed. We leave the eye wash selected as part of every job is to make sure an eye wash or safety shower is nearby and operational. We now look at general safety. I will not list them all, but there are items like smoking, use of mobile phone, emergency contact details, prohibited and restricted items to name a few. I select what is relevant. We are now looking at tools, and the only ones relevant are hand tools, and take 5 gloves. In vehicles, we leave the 4-wheel drive selected. In the work area we select working on or near conveyors. We leave the basic selections for work type, which includes mobilization, demobilization, and manual handling. We go back to equipment and add the conveyor hazard. We click the Add to the Procedure button and all hazards, qualifications, or permits are copied to the procedure. Important to note that these are copied to the procedure, they can be fully edited or deleted from the procedure at any time. You can also add new hazards or your own hazards at any time now or in the future as well. All the links and images set up with each hazard are copied across to the procedure. This one is in the conveyor hazard and is a link to DMIRS, and is about this prosecution. There are video, web addresses, images linked to most hazards for the worker's information. They can use this procedure on their phone or a tablet provided. This video attached to the conveyor hazard is about surface conveyor safety and is accessible anytime to the workers. So we have created a listing of all the hazards, risks, and controls we know about in minutes. The controls are in depth and can be edited, deleted, or new hazards added. This procedure is to be discussed at the team meeting in depth. Now we will add the work steps with links to the hazards already entered. The first work step for most procedures is to have a team meeting to go through this procedure. Work steps can be deleted, added, moved, modified easily. We will now add a pointer hazard to the team meeting. The team meeting hazard explains everything about the team meeting and the risks you take if you don't have one. Pointer hazards direct the user to look up the main hazard in the procedure or open the point hazard and it will show the main hazard. Click on the pointer hazard, it opens and tells you where to look in the procedure for the main hazard. You can click on the main hazard at the bottom and the main team meeting hazard opens. We add another work step which is to isolate and tag out the conveyor. It should be noted work steps can be edited, deleted, moved, or copied easily. We add a hazard to the work step. The hazard is isolations and tagging hazards and controls. This is a pointer hazard to the main hazard of isolations and tagging, which is already entered in the procedure. The hundreds of hazards in this system contain lot of controls and information. Some hazards may be needed many times in different work steps, and we only want to have the main hazard details entered once in a procedure. We open up the pointer hazard, click on the master hazard at the bottom and the master hazard opens. It contains a lot of information for the user. Click on one of the links and we are taken to the Demir site explaining about tagging. This is available to every user at any time. We now add another work step, which is mobilization to the site. Mobilization has many hazards and controls. We add a hazard pointer called Mobilization Hazards and Controls. We are using pointer controls in this area, but we can add our own new hazards as well if we want. We add a new work step called Remove the foreign object from the scraper. Once again, this can all be moved or edited to suit. For this work step, we want to add a placeholder for images and video if we need it for information for the users. We add a new blank hazard. We label the placeholder, information for the work step. Every link or image is stored in the database and is accessible to any new hazard. You can also create your own link to a video or a graphic. In this case, it is an image on my computer. The image can come directly from a mobile phone or tablet as well. The image is loaded to the database, and in this case is only available to this specific hazard and procedure. It could have been an online video or a website. So this has been saved to the work step. Let's open it and see what it looks like. You will see the image is there. Click on the image to expand. There are more hazards for this work step including manual handling, so we add a pointer hazard for manual handling. So I will show you what the pointer hazard points to. The main hazard for manual handling, which has a lot of information and controls, images, and video. We import another hazard pointer. This is ergonomic hazards and controls, because of the job location. Now we get an error when trying to enter this pointer hazard. The pointer hazard for ergonomics is telling us that we have not entered the full hazard and controls for ergonomics. Can't have a pointer to a hazard that is not in the procedure. I know ergonomics is in the environmental area. There are easy ways to find a hazard if you do not know where it is. We add the hazard ergonomics to the procedure. We then go back to the work step and add the ergonomics pointer hazard. We add another work step called demobilization. There are many safety and operational issues when demobilizing from a job. We now add the pointer hazard for demobilization. Now we add the final work step, de-isolation and removal of tags. Now we add the pointer hazard for de-isolation. At this stage you can reorder, add new, or insert work steps so it is not like a Word document that is static. This can be modified in seconds. There is a button to add estimated times to each work step for job tracking using job timers. We will not go into this as this is an advanced action. If you take out all the explanations and description, this whole procedure with a large amount of information has taken less than 5 minutes to produce. This procedure is designed to be used live. In case it cannot be used live or for information, a full PDF document is available in seconds, which also has all the live links. There is also another PDF download which prints out all the graphics attached to hazards and work steps. So this procedure has now been created and all data is in the database. The procedure can be closed but it is still in the system. If we open up the procedure lists, you will see the procedure. There are search facilities available. The procedure is showing as inactive. All that means is it is not being used at the moment. The job is not being done. So the next time you want to use this procedure, open it up, edit what you want, add what you want, and you are ready to go. It can be modified in seconds. When a job is finished, the procedure is also archived. This is an advanced topic, but you can look at the procedure every time the job has been done. Let's go back to the start and look at how our 4-minute safe work procedure can protect the worker and save companies from multi-million-dollar fines and destruction of their good name in the industry. We make the assumption that WorkSafe would not be prosecuting the two companies if the companies provided in-depth safe work procedures and the worker did not follow them. The worker had his arm crushed whilst trying to remove an obstruction from an unguarded roller on a stacker. The roller is on the conveyor. The safe work procedure we just created covers this issue multiple times and in depth. This is our conveyor hazard that was added to the procedure in seconds. With all the links and graphics attached to the conveyor hazard, the wording alone provides very clear instructions that would have stopped this injury. The important controls for this incident are control number 1, number 4, number 6, and number 7. Number 1 states, never work on an operational conveyor belt without a full safe work procedure and risk assessment having been completed and approved by a supervisor. Control number 4 states, do not use shovels or any tooling, equipment or other items to try to clear a moving conveyor or jammed roller. Control number 7 states, never touch or try to grab items from a moving conveyor belt. These control measures alone would stop the injury from happening, but there is a lot more in the procedure. Number 6 states that blockages, spills, and equipment failures can only be worked on when the conveyor is isolated and tagged out. Remember, I did not write these controls, they were imported from our hundreds of hazards and controls. The procedure also has a hazard added, called conveyors, working on, or near. This area documents different hazards and controls, but is very specific about conveyor safety. Work step number 2, clearly tell the workers to isolate the equipment before starting any work. The pointer hazard can open the isolation hazard for more information. The isolation hazard is very specific about how to isolate and tag off. This may be different for different sites. We change the master hazard data to suit different sites and rules. The procedure also clearly states that 2 people are required for this type of work. The chances are at least one of the workers would have realized that working on operational conveyors is a very dangerous idea, and no one should work alone in these situations at any time. These few items on the procedure clearly define the work steps and controls that would have stopped this incident. The worker would have had to blatantly ignore the safe work procedure instructions for the incident to occur. Next time we want to use the safe work procedure, we want to add several items we missed from the first job. We open the procedure and go to the qualifications area. We add a VOC, proving the worker has been trained and assessed as competent in maintenance and operations of conveyors. This links into our training program, which is accessible to the supervisor on the job to check competencies. The Training and Skills Matrix package comes with this procedure system, as they are both necessary to prove the workforce is competent to carry out the work. The Training and Skills Matrix package is discussed in detail in another video, but it is crucial to ensuring a safe work outcome. The other hazard we want to add refers to the pressure placed upon maintenance and operational personnel by management. The need to keep the tons flowing is often perceived as overriding safety concerns. This is a very real hazard managers often do not want to acknowledge. Many incidents and serious injuries are caused by this pressure on the worker. It is very real. Safety before production is just a term, often it is not the reality at the work front, contrary to what corporate safety managers believe. There is a lot more to the 4 EMUs system, but this video was put together quickly to show you how a 4-minute process could protect the worker from injury and stop supervisors, managers, and company directors being targeted with multi-million-dollar fines or jail time under the new legislation. It is no longer business as usual, prosecutions are starting. The 4 EMUs program was designed to overcome the complete failures of current systems to provide a safe work environment. This system was designed by a frontline worker, not an office-bound safety manager, remote from the workforce.